Snakes. My name is Dante, and today it's Podcast Tuesday once again, and I have no idea what happened, but my thing just crashed. So, so we're just gonna, try this again. I mean, so, wait, what? Oh, there we go. There, this. So yeah, stream crashed, and so yeah, let's just. Wait, what? There we go. Yeah, there was just a. So yeah. All right. I may have covered this deck before. I'm pretty sure I have, but this is. But this is a different deck. This time it's. It's a different version of the deck. If you know what I mean. This is So Boros Energy got another win. Yeah. I already mentioned Boros Energy. It's a good deck, but well, we're just gonna talk about this version of Boros Energy, the one that actually won. Since it's recent, it's the one that won the Antwerp event, the one I just beat. So I'm just gonna talk about this deck. Then I'll show you my experience at the Antwerp event. But well, let's just start off with the main deck. So the main deck, it's very straightforward. The only thing that could be different is the lands, some removals and stuff. But other than that, it's still it's pretty straightforward. There's not much one can do to change the deck. So let's start off with some life gain sources. So you have 12 life gain sources in total, 4 of each, with them being recurring, so yeah. Guide of Souls and Flage give you life, when other creatures enter, and Flage, if you manage to attack with it, then yeah, it also gains life. But
it's game night, and the guys are on the way.
Does have life,
unlimited free delivery with Deliveroo Plus Gold. Plus, enjoy unlimited 10% credit back.
But it
Sign
has
up for your 90-day free trial of Deliveroo Plus Gold.
Oh, yeah.
7.
So it does have lifelink, and basically
with everything.
At the end of the turn,
Cross my eyes
if you gain
and
life.
pray that they don't have another removal spell, that they just
You
drew
can
counters
literally
and nonsense
all
cards.
the tokens that you will get that you've gotten.
This is exactly
in that
lethal.
turn. So
Okay, they drew something.
So yeah, it's just
Uncreatable.
extended duration for the Marvel Rival stream.
So they take 2. Okay, sad.
Good,
But
you got people
I
putting
guess.
in points already. So, okay, let's just see. So, you'll be thinking, hey, what token producers are in the deck? Osa Pride is in itself a token producer. Token producer, so we'll duplicate its own tokens when you send, and it stacks based on the number of Osa Prides you got. But there's another one. You got about 12 token producers. So Ragavan, it just creates treasures. Not much to do with that, but hey, it's always good to hoard up a bit of treasure, especially to cast cards from the opponent's deck. You got Ajani that creates cat tokens, both when it enters and as part of a +1 ability. No, not +1. 0. 0. Yeah, 0 is the one that creates cats, right? Yeah, it was 0 creates a cat, and then if you had a red permanent, it would shoot. Voice of Victory with what was the keyword? I think mobilize. Yeah, mobilize. It creates temporary soldiers that get sacrificed at the beginning of the next end step. So before you sacrifice these tokens, you can literally duplicate them with Ocelot Bride, getting yourself a few soldier tokens for yourself. And Seasoned Pyromancer creates elemental tokens, both when it enters and when it exits out from your graveyard, which ideally you do not want to exile Seasoned Pyromancer from your graveyard, to its own ability, of course. Hey, if you gotta exile it to Flage, I mean, not really recommended, but hey, you gotta do it sometimes. So, that's basically the token producers with the life gain and stuff. I mean, Ajani and Ragman have 4 copies, but Voice of Victory is just a one-off, which also allows you to stop counter spells and stuff, since it stops the opponents from casting outside their turn. And Seasoned Pyromancer is just free because it just fills up your graveyard, refills your hand if you're low on cards as well. And it's just multiple creatures. It's just multiple blockers and stuff. And it's generally just a good card. I mean, so yeah. Next up we got some spells, removals, counter spells, etc. So, Galvanic Discharge, you got 4 off. I mean, it gives you energy, uses energy, and just kills off any creature, planeswalker. But cannot hit players, cannot hit battles. And it does, and some cases can be better than Lightning Bolt, allowing you to tap into more energy, use less energy, so you can have more energy for the God of Souls, and just chain energy stuff. Mana Tiffy, 2 off in the main board. An unexpected counter, one that not many players expect. I mean, except, well, this event is open list, so you will know if the opponent has a Mana Tiffy. But still, catches many players off guard due to its outside of color nature. And Fairburn Charm is basically it's a good removal. Kills off creatures, kills off enchantments, and gets rid of graveyards. So it's being able to destroy both, Dryad of Legion Grove, kill off many powerful creatures just by, dealing twice the number of... I mean, bro, if you have 4 creatures, that already kills off Grizzlebrand or Tratsa. And also hits graveyard as well. Too bad it doesn't hit Planeswalkers. That's the only issue Fairburn Charm has. But it does kill off a bunch of stuff. I mean, it's just... I mean, Fairburn Charm is just a really powerful removal. And, I mean, many players play in the sideboard, but this one actually runs in the main board. Same with Mana Tiffy, as they are just... They're very versatile. I mean, in rare cases will you have a Fairburn Charm unused in the hand. I mean, chances are you're gonna use it for the wrong creature. So chances are you're gonna use it on the wrong enchantment. But if you know how to play this correctly, I mean, if you know what is in the meta, what is the threat, then yeah, Fairburn Charm is just a really powerful card. And I mean, runs 2 off. One could argue it could run more, or depends on the card. But whatever. What else? So, enchantments. You got 5 enchantments. 3 Goblin Bombardments, 1 Blood Moon, and 1 Fable of the Mirror Breaker. There's an extra Blood Moon in the sideboard to be used against Titan decks, Tron decks, 4 color decks in general, just just because they won't have many basics, right? I mean, it does slow down a lot the Esper Goryo's deck or the Jeskai Blink deck. I mean, no, Jeskai Blink deck could actually manage. Esper Blink, it's much tougher because it doesn't use red. So, yeah. I mean, what else? There's So yeah, basically, Fable the Mirrorbreaker also is a token producer, which I kind of forgot to mention, because it creates both the Goblin Shaman token when it enters, and the Goblin Shaman token creates treasures. But when you flip the Fable, you can start some insane duplication shenanigans with cards like Ocelot Bride or Guide of Souls. Even if you have, I mean, there's only one Fable of the Mirrorbreaker, but if you had multiple, you could just do a bunch of crazy shenanigans. I mean, bro, a Ajani as well, as it lets you sacrifice an Ajani to a legendary rule, so it counts as a cat dying. And well, Goblin Bombardment, I mean, and Fable, I mean, the Goblin Bombardment does like let you sacrifice a cat you need to transform an Ajani. And since it was a red permanent, it will allow you to deal damage with Ajani. And well, Fable of Mirrorbreaker, Fable of Mirrorbreaker, I mean, I didn't really include a combo or a non-bo in this podcast because this is a deck tech. And in this deck, bro, all of these cards have like some kind of interaction. So the combo, let's just say Fable of Mirrorbreaker combos with Ocelot Bride. You see? Why? Because it gets you creatures, you keep some tokens permanently, and it's just bonkers, man. I mean, yeah, that's basically Fable of the Mirrorbreaker, and has this okay, sorry guys, there was a disconnection. I just reconnected. So, yeah, let me just check if I was just checking if Fable of the Mirrorbreaker was banned or not. Oh. No, it never actually got banned. Wow. I'm surprised. I thought it got banned in something like Pioneer. I don't know. But I remember the discussion of this card getting banned. I mean that was something that happened. I do remember that. Like there. Yep. There we go. Good, it's working. It's working. Alright. Yeah. I was just double checking the stream was working fine. So, let's continue. Lands. So, nothing really special about the lands. I mean, after all, the lands are variable. Except, well, free Arena of Glory. You could use more, but sadly there aren't many mountains in this deck. Especially since there's no basic mountains either. I mean, this deck could take a heavy toll from cards like Harbinger. So, where it turns all the lands into islands. But Blood Moon does kind of override that. But if you don't have the red to cast Blood Moon, well, what are you doing, bro? So, utility land. The only land that has a specific utility is Arena of Glory. Allowing you to exert it so that the mana you spend for the spell can give your creatures haste. If you use this wisely, you could literally give 2 creatures haste by casting one creature with 1 mana and another with another. But usually you're using this to give cards like Flay haste. Or Ragavan, but Ragavan has a dash cost. Which is really good because Ragavan can hit the opponent, get you something from their deck, a treasure, and then Ragavan just goes back to your hand. So you can use it again the other turn. And the opponent will have less preparation for that. I mean, but then we go into the lands. I mean, the rest of the lands. It's just pretty generic. I mean, 2 Elegant Parlors, 3 Sacred Foundry. So, Sacred Foundry is the Shock land. Elegant Parlor as the Surveil land. Fetches, you get 13 total. Make sure to run 4 Arid Mazes. The rest are just fetches for white lands. I mean, it's just Floodstrand, Marshflats, Windsoul Thief. Hey, if you're gonna play mountains, you could use, Bloodstained Mire or something else. I mean, but hey, it's just the what the frig? I don't want your viewers. I want real viewers, man. Okay, let's continue. Basics. What I was saying. Only 2 basic plains. There are no mountains, for whatever reason. And they're both, and it's just normal plains, not snow or anything. I mean, it's just, so basic plains. And yeah, that's just about it. I mean, Well, let's go to the sideboard. So, apart from, Blood Moon in the sideboard, I mean, what else is there? Well, I'm glad you asked. This is suppression cards. So, these are just, generic suppression cards used against control decks, against, Goryo's deck. Because if you actually manage to, a well-placed Orm's Chant can make your opponent lose both Atratsa, Goryo's Vengeance, and their mana, allowing you to strike back on your turn. Also, because Orm's Chant allows you to, for 1 mana, just stop your opponent from casting spells. You can use it on your turn, on your opponent's turn, doesn't matter. But if you pay the extra white, it stops them from attacking too. So allows you to basically counter off, a heavy play with Atratsa or Grizzlebrand, for example. I mean, Grizzlebrand, depends. The opponent can still, but their opponent are not. The opponent's not going to gain life with Atratsa or Grizzlebrand, for that matter. So it does also give them a heavy toll on their life and keeps yourself safe. High Noon is another great counter for this. So, High Noon makes it so each player can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. And, for 5 mana, you can sacrifice it to deal 1 damage to any target. So, stops Storm decks, as they will be restricted to 1 spell per turn. It slows down Titan decks, doesn't turn them off completely, because you can still cast, Pact in 1 turn, and then the tutored card in another turn. I literally have won a full match with the opponent having High Noon on the table. As a matter of fact, I used the High Noon they placed so that I could keep, so that I could keep my combo safe. It literally slowed down their Solitudes and stuff. Since it was an Esper deck, I think it was. No, was it Esper or Orzhov? I don't remember. They couldn't sacrifice High Noon because of the mana. You cannot pay red if you don't got the red for it. But High Noon, it doesn't slow down this version of this Boros Energy deck. Boros aggro does get slowed down by High Noon. Also slows down Prowess decks, making the opponent, slow down from plot and stuff, forcing the opponent to actually cast the cards in the same turn, not through plot or anything. But, another thing is, High Noon can stop. It literally stops. It literally forces the opponent to cast Goryo's on end step, because if they use Goryo's on their turn, they will not be able to use Ephemerate to save the creature from getting exiled. They would literally need to use the Goryo's Vengeance on your turn's end step, basically making it so that they cannot and if they use Force of Negation, Subtlety, or something to counter your stuff, then that's one more turn they're not Goryo's in, because they cannot use Goryo's Vengeance on their turn if they want to keep the creature. And then you can just hit them with Orm's Chant, and that's it. If you hit them with Orm's Chant, they won't be attacking you. Either way, so yeah. But whatever. High Noon also is an alternate win con. When you take the opponent down so low, you could actually finish them off by shooting them. More counters for the Titan deck. Damping Sphere. 1 off alongside a second Blood Moon in the sideboard. And basically makes it so that lands tap for 1 colors if they would add 2 or more mana. And it also slows down Storm decks as it makes it so that their spells incrementally cost 1 more. Every time they cast a spell, it stacks up. An alternate High Noon, you may say. This could be moved to the suppression section, by the way, but whatever. What else? There is Celestial Purge. 2 copies. It's just removal. 2 mana instant, exiles type black or red permanent. Gets rid of Ashiok, gets rid of Grizzlebrand, Atratsa even. And it gets rid of, you know, it just gets rid of anything like a red. I mean, what else? What red cards do you get rid of? I mean, the opponent's Flage, because it's red. I mean, and what else? I mean, Omnath. I don't remember. I think that, yeah, there was one Omnath deck I remember playing against. It was a 4-color blink. So yeah, and yeah, just gets rid of anything red in general, or black and red, depending on where you're hitting. So yeah, that's basically Celestial Purge. Well, let's go in to artifact enchantment removal. So I could have just put whatever. There's 2 copies of each. You got Wrath of the Skies, which is a board type that hits both artifacts, creatures, and enchantments, allowing you to kill off the opponent's Urza Sagas, for example. And Wear and Tear, which allows you to destroy an artifact and or an enchantment. So Wrath of the Skies, and also Wrath of the Skies gives you energy. So you can use it to gain energy, spend extra energy, you know, to wipe off bigger stuff, and then Wear and Tear just kills off artifacts and enchantments. So it stops Titan decks by destroying amulets and Urza Sagas. And it does stop, and it stops the affinity decks, which also have a bunch of artifacts. Cheap ones, but hey, Kappa Cannoneer, unless if you're spending 6 energy, it's likely going to survive a Wrath of the Skies. But you can get 6 energy. That's a good thing. And if you don't, wear it! It's just that simple. And Tear on what else? The Urza Saga. Before the opponent gets the chance to use the mana, that is something you can do. I mean, it does work. So, what else? I think we're gonna go to the last section, the miscellaneous section. 1 copy of each card for special reasons: Surgical Extraction and Containment Priest. Well, Containment Priest stops Gorios, stops it stops the sometimes the Titan deck if the opponent does Green Sun Zenith. It stops ritual decks. It stops what else? It stops blink decks. Blink decks as well get hurt severely by Containment Priest. And it also stops it stops Court of Calling decks, like, you know, Yawgmoth and stuff. Surgical Extraction basically hits any deck, especially a combo deck, like one that uses, especially and bonus points on a combo deck that uses a graveyard. Like, Surgical Extraction can hit a Goryo's Vengeance or a Traxa, or, you know, just something big in general, and it just gets rid of all of them. And the best part of it is, it doesn't give the opponent the cards back if you get rid of them. Reprieve, just being a generic counterspell that doesn't even counterspell, it just bounces it and you draw a card. So it bypasses uncounterable spells. And it replaces itself, which is good. And Showdown of Scalds is just a late game option that gets you 4 cards. And you can just use them the turn you cast Showdown of Scalds, the next turn, and you can just grow your creatures by casting spells. Especially the cards you use for Showdown of the Scalds. I mean, from that Showdown. And it's just a good card. I mean, Showdown of the Scalds is just powerful, and it's just probably against control decks, you know, long matchups. You're not gonna use this on a fast matchup like Titan, Hammer, etc. But yeah, Showdown of the Scalds still is quite the interesting card. But anyways, congratulations! You have reached the end of the podcast. So why don't you like and subscribe, follow, share, friends, stay tuned to the videos, streams, and podcasts. Podcasts will be live every Tuesday, 4:30 GMT. Stay tuned to them. Watch my other videos too. Might be streaming a Riftbound tournament stream on Sunday, so don't miss it out. I mean, in-person tournament, by the way, just first one on the channel, and probably later today or tomorrow I'm just gonna drop the Fanfinity stream replay event alongside a cool booster bots unboxing at the event. So don't miss it out, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And